Mary, dance it out. We're celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month by highlighting the contributions of inspiring innovators from the Hispanic community. And today we're featuring Camille Vasquez. Yeah, you can applaud her because she's amazing. She quickly shot to fame as one of the main attorneys on Johnny Depp's team in his defamation trial against ex-wife Amber Heard. And I sat down with Camille for a one-on-one interview where we discussed everything from the trial to her love of her family and Hispanic culture. Take a look. People were outside the courthouse, everybody wanting a shot of Camille. When did you know your star had risen?
I had an experience during the trial that still makes me giggle because I was at Starbucks, it was a weekend, and I had ordered my drink, and this sweet girl handed me my coffee, and her mouth dropped. You know, she was like, "You're Camille, you're Johnny's lawyer." And I was like, what happened? Because it felt like it happened overnight.
Crazy for Camille. Millions were captivated by the trial, turning Johnny Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, into a household name. Fans even created T-shirts and merchandise dedicated to her.
I mean, this is my personal favorite, Saint Camille. I'm going to take this one for my dressing room.
Okay.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. Objection, Your Honor.
Her skilled courtroom performance created countless viral moments, turning her into a social media superstar.
TikTok. The hashtag Camille Vasquez is, what, 2.7 billion views?
Objection calls for speculation.
I love that.
Objection, hearsay.
Using a candle.
Miss Heard. Miss Heard? Respectfully?
She's good.
That's not my question.
She's very good. I was like, is that me?
Respectfully, that's not my question.
But nowhere does Camille's star shine brighter than in the courtroom. And while she was widely praised for her performance, she was also criticized by domestic violence advocates for representing Depp.
Did you ever hesitate as a woman taking on a case with such a high-profile celebrity, especially in this post-Me Too movement?
No, because I know Johnny as a person, and I've worked with him for 5 years now, nearly, and I believed him. I never hesitated because I believed Johnny, and I was an advocate for him, and I wanted the opportunity to give him his life back. He deserved that.
Did Johnny ever give you advice on how to handle all the pressure, the public scrutiny, the spotlight, the paparazzi?
He did. I had a rough night. I think it was one of the first, tabloid type articles had come out, and Johnny said, "You know what, kid, you just gotta laugh about it."
That was good advice. You are young, female, Hispanic. Has any of those ever challenged you in any way, or have they turned out to be assets?
I think a bit of both, if I'm being honest, right? I think it's very easy to judge young, female, and sometimes even Hispanic women, people, but I love to be underestimated.
Let's talk about your upbringing, though, because we're like Latina sisters in a lot of ways. Your mother's Cuban, your father's from Colombia.
Yes.
My mom is Brazilian, not too far away from Colombia. My father's Puerto Rican. So family, as we know, is everything in our cultures.
Very much so. I mean, I come from the most wonderful, selfless parents that anyone could ever have, and they are incredibly supportive of both my sister and me, and they're just the best parents.
I love that you described yourself as being quite mouthy from an early age.
I was always encouraged from a young age to speak my mind, to stand up for what was right, and not to shy away from being who I am. And my parents encouraged that, but I was mouthy.
Camille and her younger sister, Cherie, shared a unique upbringing. They grew up in a Southern California hotel where their father worked his way up the ranks.
Tell me about living in a hotel that you helped entertain guests.
Yes, it's a very hidden talent these days, but I used to be able to sing. There was a hotel restaurant, and I got it in me to start singing every time we would have dinner. There was one song in particular, it's The Little Mermaid, Part of Your World.
Oh my gosh, that's my favorite movie.
Me too. I love it.
Flipping your fins, you don't get there. Okay, I'm not gonna sing, but I'll leave that part to you.
No.
One more thing that we have in common is our love of food. And
I love
you know,
food. You have done your homework, Natalie.
I've done my homework. I learned that during the pandemic, you kind of mastered your picadillo, and you also love ropa vieja, right?
do.
We did bring you a spread of some of our favorite Cuban foods.
Oh, this is incredible. Okay, I'm coming back.
For me, certain foods are how you show love.
I love my mom's cooking and my Cuban grandmother. She would make me my favorite dishes.
There's much to celebrate about our culture.
What does it mean for you to be Hispanic American today and to know that you represent our culture and women in such a positive way?
It's an honor. I'm so proud to represent Hispanic women in a positive way. I think we need more role models like you and me in this world so that people can say, oh, she did it, so I can do it too. That's important. You need someone to look up to.
I love that.
Such a pleasure being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. She's awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, I love the connection that you guys have. I mean, that was a very personal interview. What impressed you most about Camille?
You know, I mean, she's just so impressive.
Yeah.
The way she carries herself, the way she was in court, she was tough as nails, but also just her humbleness, her humility, and talking about how hard she works. And she really was discovered, I guess, and became an overnight celebrity, as she said, just for doing her job and for doing a darn good job, as we saw. Right.
I really liked how honest she was. Like it felt like you guys were just in your living room having, a conversation. Now, Amber Heard has filed an appeal.
Yep.
So, did Camille mention anything about maybe being a part of that case?
Oh, yes. She said she's going to be intimately involved. She's already working on filing the briefs. So she said in the next couple of weeks, that's going to be the next thing for her. And by the way, she was promoted to partner recently, the youngest female partner at her law firm. So she is on the rise and then some.
Were you surprised how much you guys had in common?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, as I kept reading about her background, her sister is a doctor. She is a lawyer. My older sister is a lawyer. My younger sister's an engineer, and I'm the failure in the family. So, no, but we did have a lot in common. I'm the TV person. No, but I think it's interesting, like how her upbringing, she lived in hotels because her dad worked his way up in the Hilton chain. And, just how she kind of lived that nomadic lifestyle. And I'm growing up as an Air Force brat. I also kind of lived that lifestyle as well. And I think in some ways you find your roots in your family even more so in that. Well, for more of the interview and my conversation with Camille Vasquez, you can see more of it on the top social platforms. And we